What's up, everybody? King of FOMO here, coming at you with your daily crypto update. Make sure you follow my Telegram channel. That's t.me/KingofFOMO1, as well as my chat, which is going to be linked in the description below, where you can learn about a lot of different DeFi stuff that I don't always talk about. So in this video, we're going to be talking about Kitten.Finance. Now, you guys know that I have been an avid fan of this token since its inception many weeks ago, and I still think that this is a really, really good token, long-term, medium-term, and the value should potentially increase a lot over time. One of the things that tells me that, just to give you guys a kind of a taste of what this video is going to be about, it has a fixed supply of 42,000 tokens, and if you compare that to a token like YFI, which is another token that is very, very successful, that one is sitting at about $23,000 to $29,000 on a weekly basis, and Kitten.Finance, I do think, can get to those levels, especially with what the developer is doing. Now, another reason why I'm liking this coin so much is because every other project and coin in the DeFi space seems to put the cart before the horse. Even projects with like reputable developers, coins that have been around for years, they always seem to say, hey, give us a bunch of money, our product is coming soon. And with Kitten.Finance, it's the complete opposite, which I really, really like. They're building their product as time goes on, and you are free to join along with the ride, or you can join after you're starting to see more and more stuff start to be developed and start to come out. And I really do like that for Kitten.Finance, because the problem with a lot of these other DeFi coins, even though they have really, really good ideas or seem like they have a lot of staying power, is the burnout is just so hard and so strong in a lot of these newer projects, and the amount of interest is so high. If you have a very high interest, so I'm just going to give you like Core or Orb, for example, you have a huge amount of interest, and then that huge amount of people get burned out on that coin really quickly. Let's just say it dumps or it doesn't give as good rewards in a little bit of time. If all of those people are burned out, like nearly all of the DeFi space are looking at Core and Orb, and they all get burned out on that coin, then you don't have any new people to really bring it back up, to take a second look, to understand that, hey, you know, this project does have some staying power. With Kitten.Finance, that is not the case. You have a small community here, which is great for people who want to be early investors and be able to reap a lot more benefits and rewards than those who are later. So you have a smaller community, and even if you have burnout, which has happened with Kitten.Finance, you have had the price of this coin to dump a few times and recover beyond that dump more than a few times as well. But when that burnout happens, you still have plenty of people left in the DeFi space to take a look at this, to take a second look, to jump into it and see that over time things are developing. And already right now, I think Kitten.Finance has a pretty strong community. This is not a community that is just here to pump and dump the coin, like, again, the case is for much of the other DeFi space. You have a lot of people trying to, they're willing to put in 800 Ethereum into a project just to dump the 800 Ethereum a day later. That's just not really the case with Kitten.Finance with what's coming out here. So that's the next thing I kind of want to get into. Definitely make sure that you guys are in the community. So all the links, like everything that's underlined here, is clickable, which is something else that I like. If you want to look at WETH and buy some WETH, you can get some here. This is where the liquidity pool tokens are. If you want to stake these, you can get those tokens there. This is how you buy Kitten.Finance. Click on the underlined text to go to the places, and they have their community right here, which is their Discord. Good place to go in to really do your own due diligence and research to understand what is happening with Kitten.Finance behind the scenes. So they have a lot of different phases that they're going to go through to release what's called Kitten Swap. And once Kitten Swap is out, a lot of stuff is going to go along with that to make it a lucrative opportunity for people to be able to join and use Kitten Swap, much like how Uniswap is, except it's going to be more lucrative with what they're building with it. And the fact that they have these 5 steps in there, the developer is delivering. So that's the next point. The developer is delivering. A lot of times you have these other projects, they have, a really cool feature to start, and then the other features, they don't come until like 3 or 4 years down the road. And we all know that crypto ages really fast, and 3 or 4 years is way too late in almost all projects. So since this developer is delivering, on a weekly basis, putting out new stuff, updating the website, updating its users with what they're working on behind the scenes, that's a huge deal to me in terms of staying power for a longer term investment. So that's why I like Kitten.Finance instead of just trying to make it as a quick flip. I kind of stopped selling my Kitten tokens and my K-Base tokens unless there's a huge pump. Then I will take advantage of that if there's a huge pump. But for the most part, I'm not going to be dumping my Kitten tokens, especially since this is as well a farming project. So, it doesn't really cost anything much besides gas to actually earn some Kitten.Finance tokens if you're putting in WETH. Now, granted, you probably shouldn't put in WETH. There's way too much here in the pool. Unless you have like as much as myself, you're going to spend more on gas fees. Or maybe if you think that the Kitten.Finance token is going to compete to that of Yearn.Finance and go up to $29,000, it would be worth it. But you're just going to have to be holding for a long time if you do that. But there are other way more lucrative pools. If we scroll down here below this chart, you can put your Kitten.Finance and ETH liquidity pool tokens to earn K-Base, which is a Rebase token here in Kitten.Finance. And it's going to be working along in tandem with Kitten Swap. So I believe that the way that's going to work is they're going to be, with the fees that's going to be occurring on Kitten Swap, those fees are actually going to buy back the K-Base token. So it's interesting how they're working the K-Base, this Rebase token, into their system altogether. So it is worth definitely holding on to. And surprisingly, I guess you can call it surprisingly, usually like with the majority of these farming tokens, within a day or two, the charts always look like this, which is another one I want to talk about. This is a stabilized coin. Super up and then death of the project altogether. But with Kitten.Finance, that's not really the case. Since it is a rebase token, this token is rebasing to $1 every day, or every time it does a rebase. But since the price of the coin is staying up very nice, the rebase hasn't really affected me super duper negative. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys, is that it hasn't dumped as hard and as much as you've seen most other farms, where people are just farming the token and dumping them for ETH and then moving on to the next project. So that's a good deal with K-Base. You can see that I already upgraded. I have a whole bunch more liquidity pool tokens in here farming this K-Base tokens, and again, we'll see what I do to keep them, but there's just a lot of room to grow with Kitten.Finance, and on top of that, the developer seems to be delivering week after week after week with really, really good updates. So like, to me, this is just me personally, you guys can form your own opinion, but to me it's a no-brainer, especially at this price of like $120 per token with a supply of only 42,000. This is a no-brainer, easy buy for me. I'm willing to put a lot into here. Just personally, again, you guys have to make your own financial decisions. I'm not your financial advisor, but personally, I'm putting in a lot because I know that this has the potential to go up a lot more over time as they're putting out more stuff. And the fact, like I said before, since this is a small community at the current moment, once they start really getting Kitten Swap out there and it becomes as popular as you've seen with these other DeFi coins like Core and Orb and all this other stuff that just blows up overnight, when Kitten.Finance blows up overnight, they're going to already have a product that is ready to go, and they're not going to have to say, hey guys, we're coming soon, don't worry, just stick with us for 7 weeks, don't sell your tokens for that long, because we all know that people are going to dump their tokens if they got to wait more than 2 days to see something happen. I mean, you saw what happened with Sushi Swap and a lot of others, like pretty much everything else in the DeFi space, to be honest. But those are some of the points why I like Kitten.Finance. And again, read their Discord. I'm not going to go break down, the technical specs of what this coin is doing in the long run, because I think that would get a little bit too advanced and too confusing for a lot of you guys. But their Discord is very helpful. There's a lot of helpful people in there. The dev is in there to help you if you have any questions. If you have any simple questions, you can ask me. But if you have any advanced question about what they're doing in the future, definitely just pop in and ask the dev. They have governance. There's just so much good stuff with this. Do not sleep on Kitten.Finance still. I know I've been talking about it a lot, and I know you guys are used to getting the gem, selling the gem, and finding the next gem, but with this one, this is, I think, a much longer term gem in my opinion. Of course, I could be wrong, but if this coin does dump and continues to go below like $70, I'm still definitely gonna scoop some up at 70. I mean, this supply, you tell me, what do you guys think about Kitten Swap? There's still a lot of people in here, and I'm still very bullish on this token overall. Some other things that I did want to kind of cover was the stabilized coin. This is another one. Now, I'm staying away from almost all farms because, like I said, liquidity pool scams are a real thing now. So it's not as safe to put in a giant amount of cash into any of this stuff if there's some sort of exploit in it. That's why I've been avoiding all farms recently. With the exception of ones that have came up with reputable people like the Lua swap that I talked about in my last video. But this one, I mean, the APY is good. It's just something that I'm taking a look at is what I'm letting you guys know right here. All right, guys, that is everything for today. I'll catch you in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell notification if you've been missing out on my daily updates. Peace out.